Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 13 of What If Naruto Went to the Marvel Universe. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, remember if you're new, yes, I did have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that right, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Awaken His Memories and Powers over on Anime King 3 and enjoy that. And also, What If Naruto was a son of a demigod and a goddess over on Anime Prince. So guys, go ahead and enjoy that guys. And also, over on Anime King I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was a special Senju Sage, so go ahead enjoy that as well guys. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Begin now guys. So, the last part that we left off, Tony had proposed to Pepper, as she said yes, as Naruto made sure to wall off all the reporters and allowed the family to make their way towards their limousine. As they made their way inside, Naruto jumped in as well, as he wanted to be Morgan's bodyguard. There was gonna be a lot of people after her, and who better than Naruto to protect her. However, Pepper wanted to know who exactly he really was, so they decided to head to the apartment. Meanwhile, that was going on, as Jessica had a sit down with Natasha, as Natasha told her everything regarding her and Naruto, and what is gonna happen with the whole immortality thing. Well, Jess did not take this too lightly, so a couple of hours later she had left. However, she said that she wasn't just leaving like that, as she would have told her. She went and visit her friend Trish. As she sat down with Trish, the last time she saw her, well, Trish wasn't in a good position as she had been high on drugs. Sitting down with Trish, she spoke to her. She did not tell her the full details of what she was going through. It would sound crazy, but she did tell her a few things. As Trish just told her if she liked the person, then why not go with it? As Jess made her way off, as she made her way towards a tree in the park, she didn't know why, but this tree made her really calm. Unknown to her, this was one of the trees that were flooded with nature energy after Naruto had entered into this world. The both of them were exposed nature energy from Naruto, so they were the ones that could feel it rather well. That is why this tree relaxed her so much. As Naruto popped up beside her, as he was looking for her and Natasha when he got home, but they weren't there. As he knew where Nat was, so he took her there. It was her own private place where she'd do ballet and all that. As Jess said she wanted to talk to her, the both of them went for a drive. As Naruto returned back to where Tony and Pepper were, as he told them what he was. The both of them were speechless. A few months passed after that. Tony still cannot understand that this was actually real. However, the both of them trusted Naruto with their life. He had saved them more times than, well, Tony, he had saved them more times than he could count, popping in and popping out of nowhere. However, since the whole Afghanistan thing, as Naruto was on a mission with the cousin of T'Challa, as he was there. However, the problem was, Tony came in as he ended up destroying the refugee camp. The camp with all of the weapons that he himself had created. He still did not find the spy in his company, as 2 F-Jet were sent after him when they picked him up, as Naruto was having a little fun as he made his way. Using the Jiongu, Naruto was able to destroy them, as they had Pepper sort out the problem, as they had told Rhodey that they were the ones that destroyed. Pepper was upset that Tony was now flying around in that suit of armor, saving the place like that. She wasn't really upset, she was worried because he was just doing a good thing. However, he promised her that he'll be alright until Naruto spilled the truth, saying that he got shot by a missile, as she went ballistic. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playcheck of yourself, and what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Begin now guys. Thanks for bringing me. I really needed a break, said Jessica, as she had an overnight bag. I couldn't just leave you there. You've been studying too hard for the last few months. You can say that you took a long weekend in Switzerland, said Naruto, with a chuckle, as she had brought overnight clothing so she'll be staying for the weekend, as Jess finally had some break off from the school and from studying as Naruto brought her to Switzerland. As Naruto leaned and gave her a kiss, however, she grabbed onto him and pulled him into a deeper one. When Naruto had returned back to New York, he had found himself in a word conversation between Nat and Jessica, as he was brought into a unexpected official relationship with another woman. As Naruto still had no idea why the both of them transpired to pursue something so unorthodox for this world. He was sure that there was an agreement between the two women though. Still, his self-preservation instinct stopped him from asking. Although, if he was being honest, since that he was sleeping with both of them, it felt wonderful to be romantic with the both of them than just Nat alone. Ahem. Someone said as the both of them separated. They turned their gaze as they saw a smiling Natasha lean on the door frame. Enjoying yourself, she said. Jessica didn't even look sheepish. She just moved towards Natasha and gave her a deep kiss of her own. Still jealous? Jessica asked in a sexy tone. Well, I'm still waiting on Naruto, Natasha said. Jess turned towards the blonde. As Jessica turned, seeing the look in Naruto's eyes after seeing the both of them make out. It's good to know that we can still get that reaction out of him, said Jessica, as Natasha sauntered towards him and gave him a kiss that snapped him out of his stupor. As he shook his head. Where are we again? He asked. We're in John, Psalm said, she said, with a giggle. Oh, yeah, said Naruto, as Natasha pulled him inside. How are you doing anyway? Naruto asked as soon as they got in the house, as Jessica went upstairs to place their stuff away. Still not 100%, but I'm getting there, she said. Already got my next mission from Fury. What are the parameters? Naruto asked. I have to go undercover for Hammer Industries. Fury believed that Justin Hammer has some shady deals. He wants me to look into it. I think there's more to it though, said Natasha. Come on, don't leave me hanging, said Naruto. Well, I think it's just something to put on my resume for background purposes. He probably wants to put me somewhere in Stark Industries in the future. Well, that's stupid. I can simply put you inside the company in time without Stark or Pepper knowing. I'm still technically on the board of directors, you know, said Naruto. Just let Fury do what he wants. I get paid either way, said Natasha as Jessica walked downstairs. Where's Peggy? She asked. On a run. She should be back maybe in an hour or two. It's taking her longer to get tired, said Natasha. The trio decided to make the best of their alone times. It took another 2 hours for Peggy to come back. As she walked inside the house, only a little bit winded, her typical routine doesn't work anymore. As she then noticed, oh, I didn't know that you guys are coming. This is perfect though, Naruto. How do you exercise? She asked. Well, I don't really exercise, said Naruto. It doesn't do anything for me, but I could give you some things to make your workout harder. Oh, that would be lovely, she said, as Naruto pulled something from behind him and gave it to her. It was a metallic bracelet. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate the gift, but I don't wear jewelry that much, she said, as she commented jokingly. This is an invention of mine, said Naruto. I call it the resistant band. As the girl started to laugh at the name. Shut up you two, he said with a mumble as he turned back towards Peggy. That band will make every movement of yours harder. It can be anywhere from up to 2 times to 100 times. It will automatically adjust the level while absorbing the latent chakra that you're releasing to keep the effect up. Just keep it on at all times, even if you're relaxing. This is perfect. Thank you, she said. As she placed it on, she immediately felt the effect. It was like walking through deep water. I'll just clean myself up, as she made her way up the stairs. Wow, you made that bracelet for her, huh? Said Natasha, as Naruto's sweat dropped. I have one for you as well. I don't believe you, she said. Time skip. Malibu, Stark Industry. Knock, knock, Naruto shouted at the door. He usually would have just teleported inside, however, he brought a guest, as he made sure to tell Jarvis that it was a surprise though. Are you sure it's okay for me to come? Jessica asked, a bit of nervous energy coming off of her. The whole thing feels so surreal. The massive mansion, or maybe it was because Naruto teleported her just as she started to take a nap. Either way, she felt like she was being introduced to the parents. Yeah, no problem. We're just gonna watch the news. And maybe have some snacks before going back. The front door opened as Pepper was in her stay-at-home clothing. She was a bit confused as she saw Naruto. Naruto. Why are you using the door, she asked, not even noticing the person until she did. Well, hello there, she said, as she extended her hand towards a woman. I am Virginia Potts, but you can call me Pepper. Sorry for just showing up. Naruto barely waked me up before jumping. Jessica explained and she shook her hand. I'm Jessica Jones. Jessica for short, she said. Pepper just nodded with a smile, guessing that she was one of Naruto's girlfriends. Come on in. Tony and Morgan are already set up in the living room, even though there's another hour left. As she glanced towards Naruto, I have no idea why you want to watch a press release about your mess though, she asked. As Naruto simply shrugged as he walked in, Jessica closed behind him. We just want to see how Rodeo would lie on live TV. As Morgan saw him and called out to him with a laugh. Oh hi Morgan, said Naruto as he reached over and picked her up. How are you, princess, he asked. His antics made her laugh harder, which made him laugh as well. As Tony noticed Jessica standing uncomfortably, so he decided to make it worse as he went over towards the unexpected guest. Hey, I'm Tony Stark, but you should know that. Billionaire, ex-playboy, genius, philanthropist. But you should know that since you're in my home, he said. And you are, he asked. Jessica took a minute to compose herself, but Naruto's stories about the billionaire helped her calm down. Jessica Jones, I'm Naruto's girlfriend. You mean one of Naruto's girlfriends, said Tony, with a smirk that was ready to burst. As Jessica took it in stride though, as Tony checked her up and down, which caused Pepper and Jessica to raise an eyebrow. Wow, look at you. Naruto must have been a god or something, wait. He really is a god. Well, let's just say that he's really lucky. You know, it's not like I don't appreciate you complimenting my girlfriend, however. You should stop before your engagement fall through, Naruto whispered. Tony turned his gaze towards Pepper when Naruto gestured. As he saw her arms folded looking towards him, he glanced back towards Naruto. Help me, he begged. Jessica moved towards Pepper, getting away from the childish friends. Are they always like this? She asked. No, they're usually much worse, involving millions of dollars worth of damage and a bottle of aspirin, as she pulled Jessica towards the kitchen. So tell me about yourself, Jessica. Jessica expected some form of question, so she was able to familiarize herself rather quickly. Well, there's nothing much to learn about me. I'm 23 years old, and I'm currently taking criminology. That's about it, she said. Huh, just like Naruto, you probably have some huge secrets as well, like being an immortal god or a female secret spy, said Pepper. As Jessica never expected her to know this much, she was about to say something until a voice spoke up from... she didn't know where. Miss Potts, we have a guest, Jarvis said. Who is it? Mr. Stain, said Jarvis. This statement caused quite a stir in the 3 months until Tony's announcement till now. Pepper was able to stall Obadiah by flooding him with work to make sure he wouldn't be able to hinder Tony's investigation and to distance Morgan to the possible danger. Obadiah visiting now meant something different happened as Naruto moved towards the kitchen with Tony behind him. Jess, Peps, can you take Morgan upstairs? I'll stay here with Tony to meet Stain. As he handed Morgan over to Pepper. As Naruto turned towards Tony, I know you're already expecting Stain, so for the love of God, don't talk too much. As the girls already walk upstairs. I know, said Tony. As he could see that the pieces of evidence that he got were all pointing towards the board members, adding in the fact that Stain is the only one in a position to take over Stark Industries if he ever went missing, and he immediately became the primary suspect. Still, his relationship with Obadiah refused him to accept this theory. What are you gonna do, he asked. Naruto's clothes instantly changed into a black suit with an earpiece, making him look like a secret agent. Tony understood Naruto's intention to act like his bodyguard. As Naruto walked towards the door and opened it, revealing the imposing Obadiah. Mr. Stain, I am Nathan Umber, Mr. Stark, head of Independent Security. Naruto lied as he extended his hand. Is Tony inside? I need to talk to him, Stain said with concern in his tone. However, cramming negative emotion sensing was able to make him feel what the man really feel about Tony. Yes sir, please follow me, he said. As Naruto found half a dozen Stark Industries tech in the man's pockets, he released a small burst of lightning shock to disable all the devices. Obadiah saw Tony pouring 2 cups of coffee, as he saw the guard stop right outside, close enough to respond to anything though. This unforeseeable development prevented him from doing anything too drastic. One thing he noticed though was the absence of Pepper and his daughter. Tony, how are you? He asked, as Tony pushed one of the cups towards him. Busy. All the wedding prep is severely cutting into my work time, said Tony as he took a drink. But you're not here to check up on me. Otherwise you would have come to visit me earlier. So what do you need, Obi? Obadiah released a sigh. Tony was never one for small talk. It will make it a lot harder to talk Tony into doing what you want. However, he will still get what he wants. Still can't get anything past you, huh? He then turned more serious. I need you to open up the weapon division. Don't start again, Obi. Until I find out who's selling my stuff on the black market, I don't need to do anything. Besides, our total income has increased by 8% ever since the weapon division closure. If anything, you should ask me not to open it. Obadiah knew about this, but closing down the weapon part halted his off-the-record cash flow. Selling the weapons on the black market was what made him think that he had enough to take over Tony's company. However, there was an invisible stakeholder on the company with 10% of stocks, and he had no idea who that was. It was someone high up. They had to facilitate it. So Tony, they probably know the person. We are ironmongers, Tony. Obadiah shouted, frustrated how stupid Tony was being. Your father built this company to help people, to make sure the government could protect them. I will not have you dishonor his legacy by bringing the company down, he added, trying to use Tony's daddy issues against him. Tony paused mid-step when he heard that. Even though he believed he already moved on from his trauma, he still froze up every time he heard about his parents. Breaking out of his trance is not much better either, as there was an overwhelming amount of emotion that started to fill him. Obadiah was smirking internally. He has known Tony for a long time and he had picked up a lot on his personality. He was just waiting for the blow-up that would allow him to manipulate Tony. However, fate had other plans in mind. Mr. Stark, Miss Potts is calling. Would you like to answer? Naruto cut in, causing Tony to snap out of his stupor, as Naruto was watching the whole thing, making sure that Obadiah was not going to do anything. That is why he was able to text Pepper to cover for him, if he called. Sure, let me talk to her now, said Tony. As Naruto walked over to the counter island and slid the phone towards Tony, Obadiah was internally cursing its guard. He wasn't sure if this Umber did it personally, but the guard was a thorn in his side. As Tony picked up the phone, making sure it wasn't on speaker as he placed it to his ear. Hey Peps, heard you were looking for me. Miss me already, he said, jokingly. Keep dreaming, Tony. We're having some girl time, she said with a chuckle. Alright, I'll pick you up later, he said, as he closed the phone. As he felt a lot more calm, he turned towards Obadiah. My father might have built a company, however, I made it what it is today. There's nothing you can tell me that will change my mind, he said, with finality. Obadiah couldn't believe that his plan did not work because of a damn phone call. Seeing that look in Tony's eyes, he knew that he could not convince him otherwise. He released a sigh before he drank all the coffee, before he turned his gaze towards Stark. Okay, just don't tell me that I didn't warn you. I should go, the audit is still ongoing and there's a lot more to do. As he left without giving Tony a chance to reply, as Naruto followed him towards the door. Have a safe trip, Mr. Stain, he said. Obadiah looked at him for a while, trying to get a read on the guy that screwed everything up. Before I go, what's your name again, he asked. Nathan Umber, sir, said Naruto. Good man, he said as he removed the imaginary dust on Naruto's shoulder, holding on to both of them. Make sure you look after Tony. He'll need it, he said in an ominous tone as he moved towards the SUV. As the car drove away, Tony approached Naruto from behind. So, he's the guy, huh, said Tony. Yep. Without a doubt, said Naruto. What are you gonna do about it, said Naruto as he walked in, his clothes returning back to normal. I'll have Jarvis track everything he does. I need something to link everything back to him. Just make sure you don't do anything stupid. You still have a wedding to get to, said Naruto. Obadiah on the other hand was pissed off as he got a call. It was an encrypted one. Stain, he answered. It's Raza. I have something you might want to see. Timeskip Triskelion, Washington DC. As Fury was in his office looking over the Washington skyline, Hill was behind him reading out multiple high-level missions. As he asked, what is the progress report for? Project Olympics. Project Olympics was one of his head projects alongside the Avenger Initiative. Olympics was the code name given for the helicarrier design and construction, creating more bases with more stealth and more mobile without any problem going through. The whole thing was already a decade in the making, as he placed the best minds that S.H.I.E.L.D. had to offer to make it their own. He was able to put everything that he wanted in there. The only downside was they have to stay away from regular air traffic lanes, because the maximum height was only around 25,000 feet. Everything had a price though and didn't come cheap. It had already cost him 30 billion, with another 15 billion to make it operational. Hill did a few swipes on her tablet as she found what she was looking for. The main vessel itself is already at 70%. But there's a problem with turbines. Since the turbine engine power was increased by 25% to accommodate for potential engine loss, production has slowed down by 10%. The estimated completion time is around November 2011, sir. Fury, release a grunt. How about the initiative? What is the latest report on the potential members? Hill had a displeased look on her face. She did not like the whole Avenger initiative. She just could not see the use of loose cannons, trying to protect the world. Dr. Hyde is still in Brazil, working at a Butland plan. Ross is trying to call a ringer from the UK. We're still looking into who he's trying to call. Barton and Romanoff are doing their missions. We have no idea where the Fox is. We have a bunch of other potential candidates on the index, but I have no idea why you can't just choose from them. Because you're inefficient. Add another one on the list. Who? Tony Stark. I hear that he built something new. Hilt was surprised with that order. Tony was one of the few guys that do not interact order, and yet Fury wanted to pull him into the Avengers that he was trying to create. Hey, Cyclops. What the hell, man? What's taking you so long? Naruto appeared right in front of Fury. Fury eyebrows started to twitch violently. However, he kept his calm. Hill, on the other hand, drew her gun quickly and pointed towards Naruto. She only holstered when Fury's gun remained untouched. You need to give me more than that, Fury said. The bug blew. American's ass. The most patriotic guy in existence. The captain. Why haven't you guys found him yet, said Naruto. One might question why Naruto was acting like this, with the captain still in the ice. However, everything could be summed up with one word. Peggy. As Peggy was continuously asking Naruto about Shield progress on finding the captain, the last time which he was in Switzerland, which was about a minute ago, he had enough of all the accent. Don't get him wrong, he wasn't annoyed with Peggy, but rather he was with Shield. It's simple, Coulson just hasn't found him yet. I can't exactly just throw a large amount of resources, even if it's only to find the captain. Wait a second, Naruto blinked away. Who was that, sir? Said Hill. Alright, you still haven't met the asshole personally. That's the nine-tailed fox. Or we just call him Fox. You might know him as Romanoff boyfriend. Huh. He really has quite the personality on him. I thought all of you were just exaggerating. As Naruto reappeared, as a disoriented Coulson was with him, it looked like Naruto just pulled Coulson out of the bed, since his suit was still a bit, well, not in proper order. Wake up, Coulson. You're gonna want to be awake for this. I'm awake, don't worry, said Coulson, with less energy than he used to put into things as he straightened his suit. Now what's the reason you brought me here, he asks, as Naruto pulled out a map. As Coulson recognized it as his survey map, as Hill walked over. Recognize this? Yeah. That's my copy of the crew survey map that is looking for the captain. I'm not even going to ask how you find that, said Coulson. Exactly. Now, you guys are currently here. They were here before. Do you know what is 10 kilometers off that position? I'm not gonna like the answer, am I? Depends how much you look at it, said Naruto. You still want to find the cap, right? Time skip, Afghanistan. Ah, Mr. Stain. Pleasure to finally meet you in person, Raza said. A loyal customer, eh? Said Stain, shaking Raza's hand. Now what is it you want to show me, he said, trying to move the conversation forward. Raza walked to a huge table inside the room. This was made by Stark during their escape. The thing that will change warfare as we know it, said Raza, as he pulled the cover off, revealing a metal suit of armor, the modern reincarnation of the knight. The scary thing is, he has already perfected it. Stain was immediately mesmerized by the suit of armor. He already knew that Tony was a genius, but this brings it to another level completely. Amazing. He then noticed a gap. What's missing here, he said, pointing towards the chest plate. The doctor placed an electromagnetic in his chest to prevent shrapnel from reaching his heart. My man say that something was glowing at the center of his chest. That might be what powered it, said Raza. As he reached into his pocket and placed something towards his ear. What do you want for me to take this? 2 more Jericho missiles and one of the... Raza felt paralyzed. You see this, said Stain, as he showed him the small device in his ear. This is one of C's prototypes. A neuroload device. It releases a frequency of high sounds and electromagnetic waves that give you epilepsy. This right here, you point towards the device behind his other ear. Counteract the M waves. Raza was glaring hatefully at him. Thank you for the gift. He walked outside to his guards, cleaned everything, and packed up all the armor inside. As the guards started to kill everyone inside the camp, before they taped the armor and got back in the car. As Stain had a smile on his face. Time skip. Damn, the captain is hot, said Naruto. He said that a bit louder than he would have liked as everyone looked towards him. "Hey, I'm into chicks and all, but look at the guy," said Naruto. As everyone was looking down towards the cat that they had found, still partially frozen in ice. "Moving on," said Hill. "We have already performed a MRI and CT and brain scan. He's 100% still conscious and alive. But it seems like he has went into hibernation. I don't think any normal human would have hibernate. They would have just died," said Naruto. "The formula must be Godlike. You guys have screwed up with that banner guy," said Naruto. "Project Reborn was not ours, and you know that," said Fury, defending Shield. Ross got a little too enthusiastic with his project. Fury just wouldn't admit that the military got the jump on him. Whoever thought of hiring Dr. Banner as the lead research was a few genius amongst the military. However, the way they handled the fallout of the Hulk idea proved that there were still smart guys in the military. Either way, Banner is still in Brazil. I'm not trying to keep a close eye on him as possible. Although I pushed some stuff away. We don't want a tank on steroids in the middle of Rio, right?" said Naruto. "But I think he's planning to return stateside." "What makes you say that?" asked Hill. "There was absolutely no intel about that. As she was the one that monitored the intel. So if there was intel, she would know. He leave his laptop in the apartment when he goes to work. You should look into that. By the way, I still haven't gotten paid for Cap Intel," said Naruto. "Don't think that just because I'm going with Nat, that I work for free," said Naruto. "I thought you did it out of the goodness of your heart," said Fury in a sarcastic tone. Yeah. Joke all you want, Fury," said Naruto. "I can just take the captain and bury him somewhere else," Naruto said half jokingly. Fury's eyes narrowed as he looked at Naruto, scene if you go through with that threat. As he sighed, "What do you want?" he said. "I want to borrow Cap's shield for a week." "Why?" Fury asked. "I just want to play with it for a bit," said Naruto. "And besides, I already have it. Just don't want you to go ballistic." "Fine, just give it back within a week." "Awesome," said Naruto as he placed it back behind him and it was gone. They turned their attention back towards Cap. "What's your plan for him, assuming that he wakes up?" said Naruto. "We're gonna make a halfway house for him somewhere, and slowly break the news," said Hill. "How are you guys gonna do that?" said Naruto. "We have an old building that we can use. Some agents will become actors. The goal is to set him up first, before slowly putting him back into things," Fury said, knowing that the wake-up process of being brought into the future would be a lot. As Naruto's lips started to twitch, they were confused until he dropped the drum, bursting out laughing. He laughed for a good 5 minutes until he picked himself up, wiping the tears away. "Oh wow, I haven't laughed like that in a very long time," said Naruto. The others had no idea what he found so funny. "Here to share why you laugh," Fury asked. "You really don't know, do you? Come on, he's a Cap. He got an IQ of like 180. Eye for detail and an eidetic memory. What do you think is gonna happen?" Naruto asked. If he figured that out, this would make a lousy impression of S.H.I.E.L.D. But even after all that, Fury still couldn't understand his logic. "I thought you guys were supposed to be smart," said Naruto, as he shook his head. "I'm not gonna tell you anymore. Anyway, just work it out," said Naruto. "Just keep me posted on how your plan works out," he said, the laugh, before he disappeared. Fury gritted his teeth. Finding Captain America was one of the most monumental parts of S.H.I.E.L.D. history, and making sure that everything worked out was a big part of it. And if Naruto found something wrong with the plan, then maybe he should be aware of it to study that problem. "Hill, find out what he's talking about," said Fury. "I got an idea, sir." He gave her a nod to continue. "It's common knowledge that Cap is a straight shooter guy. If we ever want him to join S.H.I.E.L.D. in the future, we need to be honest with him from the start, or at least not give him a false front." As he stood there for a moment thinking about how he could introduce Roger back to the world, "Send me a writer from the psychologist." As he walked out of the room, as Hill followed close behind. Time skip. Peggy was doing some basic yoga positions as she stretched. As she checked the resistance level on the band on her wrist, it was set on 4 times, and it was already making things harder than it should be. She was about to walk out until the door opened from the outside, revealing Naruto, who was sporting a wide grin. "Oh, hi. What are you doing here so early?" she asked. It was rare for him to show up this early. "I got news," said Naruto. "And you're gonna love it," he said as he walked past her entering the house. "I'm going for a run. Can't you just tell me while we're running?" "Oh, you're not gonna say that for too long," said Naruto. As Naruto reached behind him and pulled out the shield, her breath hitched. Tears formed at the corner of her eyes as she realized it was Steve's shield. Her voice was shaky as her legs felt like they were jelly. "They finally found him," she said. As Naruto helped her towards the couch and get her some water, she took a sip. You okay, he asks. Yeah, I'm fine, she said. More than fine, actually, she said. When did they find him? A day or two ago. He just arrived on Shield 2 hours ago, said Naruto. He's with the medical staff. I just borrowed the shield to show you, said Naruto. Like proof of life or something. How is he, she said. Well, they did a bunch of tests, MRI, CT, brain scan. Everything looked normal, well normal for a super soldier, placed on ice. He's still on ice though. They want to make sure everything is ready before waking him up. Wait, ready for what, she asks. The welcome home party, of course, said Naruto. Fury is still debating on how he wants to do it, but he's leaning towards one of the options. I call him stupid for it. I will need to hear it first, but I have a feeling that it's ludicrous if you call it stupid, said Peggy. Well, Fury want to wake him up in a 40s, -50 hospital room. They're gonna say that he just found him a few months after the crash, and slowly let him adjust. Bloody wanker. What the hell is wrong with Fury, said Peggy. Steve would figure it out immediately, even before Project Rebirth. As she adopted a faraway look in her eyes, as she remembers Steve. Time doing training. He always had an eye for detail and an unorthodox mind. Add the fact that he absolutely hates liars, just behind bullies, and she left the last part unfinished. Fury's thought process is understandable. He has been a spy for so long. His first option is to go into deception and stuff like that, said Naruto. Anyway, we got 3 months to whip you back into shape. Are you saying I'm fat, she asks. No, of course not, said Naruto. I'm just saying if you want to keep up with the captain, we should start to train your special katas to a certain level. Bollocks, she said. When are we gonna start? Now, said Naruto. Just after we do your daily routine and stuff. As Naruto walked before he stopped. Stupid, he said to himself. What's wrong, she asks. Tony and I overlooked something, and it might just come back to bite us in the ass. We'll start with the katas tomorrow. I need to handle something, said Naruto. As he suddenly vanished, leaving her on her own. He's just gonna leave me with no other details. Kids these days, no respect for the elderly. As she made her way to start a run, however, every time she think about Steve out of the ice, it brought a smile to her face. Time skip, Malibu, Los Angeles. Tony, Pepper, and Morgan were enjoying their time off. Nothing like family time to recenter oneself after everything that has happened. As they were sitting on the couch, as Pepper was playing with Morgan as Tony returned back with a bowl of popcorn. Don't get me wrong, I love the excitement, variety, and all of that, but it's nice to have some downtime. Tony mused out loud. Yeah, and then Naruto suddenly shows up out of nowhere. Naruto, Morgan suddenly said. Don't say that. One more time, said Tony. You might just summon him, he said half jokingly. What? Naruto, said Pepper. He's not just gonna appear like that. Bam. Naruto appeared in the room. Tony's eyes started to twitch. Told you, he's like Beetlejuice. Say his name 3 times and he appears. As Pepper got a cheapest expression. Tony, we need to talk, said Naruto seriously. Can't this wait? I just microwaved some popcorn. Stain got your scraps, said Naruto. Scraps? Scraps of what? Asked Tony. As Pepper listened in. The 10 ring collected the Mark I scraps, and Stain got his hand on it. What? Didn't I blow that up? Tony asks. Yeah, as far as I can tell, you left nothing but scraps. The only thing they salvaged is the twisted armor. The problem came when Stain got the footage on Glomera. He got some SI scientist and some engineer reverse engineering the armor. Tony cursed under his breath. He should have used a high temp explosive to melt down the armor completely. You got the names of the employees helping Stain? Asked Tony. Some but not all. I can get the full list tomorrow. What are you gonna do with them? Naruto asks. For now, nothing. Depending on what happens, I might fire them. Jarvis, search the SI servers for anything that might relate to my armor. Start looking into OB's PC. Immediately, sir, said Jarvis. You should probably keep happy with you at all times, Rhodey. Would be even better. He's looking for a valid power source, and you got the only viable one. He might make a play for it, said Naruto. Tony's arm unconsciously came up and touched his chest piece. The one currently inside his chest was the second version of the heart reactor. It has double the output of the first heart reactor. There was just no telling what Stain could do if he got his hands on a miniature heart reactor. You guys still got the knife I gave you guys, said Naruto. Well, we still got it, said Pepper, but we can't exactly bring it with us. A knife isn't exactly a discrete object. As Naruto adopted a more thinking look. Give me your arm, he said. The both of them gave him a strange look. Come on, it's not gonna hurt. As they extend their arm right and left as Naruto grabbed onto their wrists. As writing appeared right above their pulse. It appeared until it disappeared. Just rub your wrist right here if you're in trouble. I should show up and get you out of there. There's also a small load of yin chakra in there that should help with small wounds and bruises. What about Morgan, said Pepper. I already gave her the bracelet. That's more than enough to take out a standard assault squad. As Naruto walked over and dropped down on the couch. Man, this day just keeps on coming, he said. Never thought I would ever see you tired. What has gotten you wind up? Not enough time with the ladies, Tony teased. Yeah, there was also the fact that Shield finally found the guy that your old man kept on looking for. As Tony took a few seconds to understand what Naruto was talking about, he got assaulted by mixed emotions when he did. They found the captain, he said. Yep, they brought him back to New York a few hours ago. As Tony went silent, Pepper saw the internal battle that he was fighting. Okay, what are you guys talking about, she said. Remember Coulson, said Naruto. Pepper nodded. He found Captain America. Wait, like the Captain America? Yes, in a plane. 10 meters below, ice somewhere, in Greenland, said Naruto. Oh, when and where are they gonna bury him, she asks. Well, there will be no burial, at least for some time. After all, he's still alive. The super soldier serum kept him alive. He just needs some thawing out and he's good to go. Tony and Pepper are obviously surprised. It had been 70 years since the plane crashed. How the hell was he still alive? Morgan already fell asleep sometime during the conversation. All the adult talk probably bored the hell out of her. Naruto got up and did some small stretches. Alright, I need to check up on the girls. Call me if you need anything. He then blinked away. You know, next time we have some downtime. Never say his name, said Tony. No problem. Already learned my lesson, said Pepper. As they leaned back in the couch. Time skip. Sir, you're down to 15% power, said Jarvis. I know. What the hell, man? Are you just gonna stay up there? Said Tony as he fight to get out of Stain's grip. Yep, clean up your own mess. I told you to toss him out of the company and be done with it. Tony just grumbled back. Naruto was currently on top of a rock-on building, 2 blocks away, watching the fight between the armored suit and the giant man. As Naruto turned, having a good day. Consider my man and I had to outrun that giant behemoth. I would say it's a typical working day, said Coulson. Naruto had picked him up after he gave his man order. I could have used a head up about the giant behemoth in there, said Coulson. Oh, I thought you knew. How could Shield not know? I mean, you guys were tailing him for at least a month. What a spy agency are you, said Naruto. Coulson did not even try to counter Naruto's argument. Shield was widely regarded as the best spy network. They pride themselves to always be ready. However, they were caught unaware by the mass of steel. He would make sure that someone would get hurt by that massive oversight. Though to be fair, I didn't expect Stain to build something so huge. His scientists must have got into some problem with making a suit, so they just make him a mech instead. As Naruto looked towards a monstrosity that Stain was piloting, the Goliath was about 20 feet high. 25 to be exact, and weighing 5 tons. 2 machine guns for each arm, anti-tank guns, and a couple of missiles. Just based on what he could see, the armor was powerful. It was basically a walking tank. He wouldn't say it to Tony's face, but he thought that Stain armor was fantastic. Tony is 6 feet 2. Red and golden armor looked like a midget compared to Stain's. Tony could not take a solid hit from the man because he was unsure that this armor could take the punishment. The one advantage he had was that he was faster and more agile. The bulkiness from the monstrosity, it had to wind up every time it threw a punch. Tony couldn't do anything but hit the exposed points and joints. However, his heart reactor was running out of juice. He's slowing down. I need to call for backup. Call for backup, but don't let them help him for now, said Naruto. Here to tell me why, Coulson asked. Because you still need some hero candidate, and this is Tony's hero moment. The first Avenger and the ex-Merchant of Death on the same team. Highly volatile, but it could work. He could die, said Coulson. He won't, but Tony doesn't need to know that, said Naruto. Coulson released a sigh as he lay on Naruto's request to the backup team. As the team made their way, however, they stayed away from the fighting knights. As Tony went up, Stain did not disappoint though, as the legs opened up, as rockets boost the behemoth up mid-air. Damn, look at them go, said Naruto, genuinely impressed. Oh wait, I need to pick up Pepper. I got the feeling they're gonna kick it up a notch if Tony plans fail. as Naruto vanished. After a few seconds, Naruto reappeared with a disoriented Pepper. I have to agree with Tony. I'm not too fond of your teleportation thingy, said Pepper. She tried to hold back her lunch. She then realized, what are you doing here with Phil, just watching Tony fight that thing? Coulson suddenly stepped back away from her. He had a lot of experience of dealing with angry redheads, seeing that he had a close working relationship with Nat. But it looked like Naruto wasn't afraid, or maybe he just didn't have any self-preservation. First of all, it's Harashin, and not teleportation thingy, said Naruto. And as for us not doing anything, it's because it's not our fight. He needs to do it himself. It's better for him to work it out on his own. Especially in a safe and controlled environment like this. Safe and controlled environment? You call this safe and controlled? Pepper pointed towards the both of them going up. Oh yeah, definitely. Sheila is here to control the environment, and I'm here to make sure that he won't die. See? Safe and controlled. Just watch, said Naruto. He's not gonna die today. By the way, where's Morgan? Pepper calmed down enough to answer. She's with Happy in the safe house. What happened anyway? I haven't checked on Tony for a week, and next thing I know, Tony got his chest piece removed and was on the verge of dying. Good thing he had a Harashin tattoo on him. Jarvis reported that separate artifact that he could not access in Obi's computer. Tony couldn't exactly walk towards the office without getting mobbed on the way there. I got definitive proof of everything Obi has done. Backdoor selling, skewed contracts, and the 10 ring. Deals with him. I saw Phil on the way out and brought him to deal with Obi monstrosity before it got started. We just got there too late. And none of you tried to call me, said Naruto in a sarcastic tone, before they heard something huge dropping. Don't worry, that's just Stain. I thought that was gonna take him out. Tony was on the rooftop catching his breath, as he was down to 6% power. Just enough to keep the suit from turning into a statue, as he walked to where Obi had dropped. As expected, the ceiling could not take the force of the behemoth from dropping from 35,000 feet. Stain just punched 3 floors into the basement. However, he could not see the suit. As he heard the ground underneath him breaking, a hand broke through and grabbed him. Tony's suit started growing as the grip started to tighten as Stain worked his way up to the rooftop. The Goliath had dents, scratches, and missing parts, and the missing helmet, showing Stain's face that was bruised and bloody. That wasn't very nice, Tony. Oni wheezed out. He was only able to survive by opening up the air brakes, slowing him down so he wouldn't die. Well, leaving me to die on my own was not nice either, Tony retorted, as he was thinking about how to get out of this situation. As he saw the only plan given the situation as he disabled the external speakers. Jarvis, overload the arc reactor and push the discharge to the rooftop. Jarvis could take over any system connected to the server since he's been uploaded into the Stark system. Are you sure, sir? It might kill you, sir. It will also cause massive damage to the factory and take it out of operation for about 3 months. Just do it. I will die now if I don't do anything. Alright, sir. 15 seconds from discharge. As the timer started to count down, as Tony turned his hand so the repulsors are aimed towards Obi's face, he fired it. It missed Obi's head, however, it got him to get away out of his grip. As he created some distance and fired his unibeam straight towards his face, Obi stumbled backward right into the path of the arc reactor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tony said. A beam burst out, enveloping Stain in a blue light of energy. The armor was the first thing to go. Its flesh then melted and charred before disintegrating. Well, he's dead, said Naruto, as Pepper breathed a sigh of relief hearing that Stain was gone. As Naruto reached out and touched both with their shoulder before they vanished. Immediately, Pepper rushed towards him as Tony was still lying there. He had to wait at least 20 minutes as the suit was really down. I'm gonna give you two some privacy, said Naruto as he turned his back. So, how are you gonna clean up a mess like this? With a mess this huge, we don't sweep it under the rug. We just redirect the public attention to something bigger. As Coulson already thought about which plan worked the best, they will need to use their celebrity contacts to get a scandal. I'll call for a cleanup crew. We need to tag some text so no one gets their hands on it. You do that. I'm on guard duty, said Naruto as he disappeared. Time skip. As Naruto was in his bodyguard disguise, moving towards the office where Mark and Pepper and Tony was, until the press conference. He had no idea what plan Coulson would use, as he heard talking as he got closer. Just follow the script I gave you and we'll take care of the rest. As Coulson stepped out, Mr. Umber, he said, greeting Naruto as he left. As Naruto walked inside, what's up, he said. As Tony was reading some cue cards as Pepper was fixing his suit, Morgan jumped off the couch and rushed towards Naruto. As Naruto picked her up, you're getting big, princess, he said. Can you believe it? They're calling me Iron Man. The suit isn't even made of iron. It's a titanium gold You know what? I like it, he said, changing his mind. It's sketchy. You should hear what they're calling Stain. Ironmonger or Iron Goliath. Why not Iron Giant, said Pepper. Because there's already a movie about Iron Giant. And he's a good guy, said Naruto. Her phone and table lit up. Everything is ready, she said. We should go. Alright, just let me take this. He took a bottle of soda before leaving. 10 minutes later. Do it. Come on, do it, said Naruto. Do it. Don't do it, said Coulson. Don't. As he appeared at the back of the room looking over the press conference. As Tony was hesitating on reading the cue cards. Yes, I am Iron Man, said Tony. As Naruto laughed. Coulson lowered his head. Why can't anything be easy, he said. Time skip. Tony was with Pepper on the bed, who was already asleep. They had a really long day, and he couldn't blame it on anyone but himself. The press were like piranhas, doing anything for a nibble of the story. He was about to fall asleep until, Sir, there's someone in the living room, said Jarvis. Tony quickly got up as he reached for a taser gun. He thought about calling Naruto, however. He would just call him if he can't handle it. Does he look hostile? It does look like it, sir, said Jarvis. As Tony slowly made his way, as he saw a silhouette of a man facing the windows. I am Iron Man, the man said. You think you're the only superhero, Mr. Stark. You just became part of a bigger universe, but you just don't know it yet. As it dealing with gamma-rated scientists, enhanced individuals, aliens. As if that is already not enough, now I have to deal with a spoiled billionaire who doesn't work well with others and like keep all his toys to himself. Who the hell are you, Tony asks. The man stepped into the light. I am Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., he said. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative. Set an appointment, I'll be available in 3 months, Tony said sarcastically. The Avenger Initiative is something I thought up, gathering the world best, and set them against things the world is not prepared to deal with. The world first and last line of defense. Who else is on this team of yours? No one yet, but I got some prospects. I'm here because a common acquaintance of ours recommended you. Although I still would have scouted you without the recommendation. It was Naruto, wasn't it? Him and Coulson, said Fury, as he walked towards the door. There's a file packet on the dining table. Take a look at it. I'll contact you sometime in the future. As Tony wondered, what the hell did he just got himself into? Time skip. So Fury finally showed himself, huh? Said Naruto. As he looked towards Tony, did you even sleep? As he saw the dark circle under his eyes. To answer your question, a creepy pirate did come, and I couldn't sleep after reading this. I had Jarvis search for everything he could find. What is in here? So, what did he find? Said Naruto as he was curious. What Jarvis could have found, given S.H.I.E.L.D. strict information control. Something and nothing at the same time, he said. I got a lot of news articles, social media conspiracies, theories, and yada yada yada. But there's nothing substantial except for this banner guy. What makes him so different? Naruto asks. I already met him at some conference. Little weird, but that is what happens when you collect several doctorates. Anyway, I got most of his papers with electromagnetic wave, a high dose of energy radiation. I found a lot of clips of him wrecking the military. I guess that is what they wanted a sonic cannon for. You're missing 2 guys in here, said Naruto. As Nat and Clint photos were heavily genetic silhouettes, and also they were a lot redacted. Banner cover page also had some redaction on it. We're not going to discuss the 2 silhouettes, since their files are redacted for a reason. All I can say is they're agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the cream of the crop. Banner files are partially redacted because of his work with the military. Your files are not redacted for obvious reasons. As Naruto pulled out a file from behind him. This is my file. I have no idea why it's not there. Maybe they thought you know me enough anyway. Here it is if you like to read it. Partially redacted, of course. Now, here's the Cap's file. I guess Fury still wanted him to be kept a secret since they hadn't woke him up yet. Tony was shocked when he saw approximately 5,000 information gathering jobs on Naruto file. 800 mercenary jobs. What the hell? How did you do 5,800 jobs, Tony asks. Naruto made a clone. As he looked towards it, shadow clones, he said. I got thousands of these guys around the world, but not all of them are active. Cheating alien bastard, said Tony, as he returned back to the folder. As Naruto decided to just fix some breakfast, as he could sense Pepper preparing herself for the day. As he finished cooking in time, as Pepper came down. Wow, Naruto's cooking this morning, said Pepper, as Naruto cooking was really one of the best. As Naruto placed food down in front of Tony and Pepper before, he set one for himself. Eat up. You two got a lot to do today, but Tony would probably stay behind studying those little folders. As she took a bite and released a small moan, having no idea how someone could make egg and bacon taste so good. As she looked towards Tony, how long has he been up, she asked. Probably the whole night. A one-eyed pirate came to visit last night and gave him that folder. As he left out that the pirate was trying to recruit Tony. What, said Pepper. Nick Fury, the head honcho of S.H.I.E.L.D. came to visit. You should ask him, not me. He is your fiancé. Pepper felt like Naruto was hiding something, but she decided to ignore it for now as she walked behind Tony and tapped him on the shoulder. Oh, hi Peps. How long have you been there? Long enough, she said. What are you reading there, she said. It does look like a typical report. Oh, this? Some one-eyed guy gave this to me. He said something about the Avenger Initiative. These are the candidates he wanted. Tony answered truthfully. By the way, we're gonna hire a bodyguard just for you. Some things out there are just crazy. Pepper took the folder and skimmed through it. To say that she was shocked was an understatement. Super spies are somewhat believable. World War II super soldiers. She already knew about that thanks to Naruto. Advanced exosuit/armor. Her fiancé was the one that made that. What really got her was a scientist that could transform into a behemoth green monster. And the guy that was in their house right now. One of the best information brokers/mercenaries around. She knew that Naruto was one of the best hired muscles. However, there was a specific part on his file saying do not engage. They want Tony to join this, she asked Naruto. Yep, the Avengers. The first and last defense of humanity against any enemy they're not prepared to face. Fury want to be like team that can fight guys like me. The both of them gave him a look. Well, not like me, said Naruto. That's just a massacre waiting to happen. But aliens. And extra dimensional entities. Wait, aliens are real? Not like you, but E.T. and Martian kind of things. Hey, I'm an alien, said Naruto. I'm not alien-like, but I can still be an alien. But they are aliens though. We don't get too much traffic since Earth is a back road planet. But there's still a good number of them currently with us, said Naruto. Wait, if we're a back road planet, is there really a threat out there? You would be surprised. As far as records go, the most recent incident was in 1995 that almost wiped out humanity. According to Fury files, Kree accusers launch a wave of orbital bombs. I have no hell what a accuser is, but Kree is a race of blue aliens. As the two of them gasp. Good thing that Fury met a human alien chick that took care of the problem. Human alien? You mean half alien, said Pepper. Nah, like human alien. She was taken by alien and brainwashed. She was a human first. Don't worry, she's fine now, said Naruto. You know, I missed the time when the only problem I had was fixing company reports, said Pepper. I can't believe that ignorant is really bliss. Tony was just looking out into nothingness, his mind going a million miles per second, as he does like the feeling of helplessness. Aliens that could decimate the planet. Tony, you okay there, said Naruto. You have to tell me that you got vile information on those aliens. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have much information on what is really out there. Only private files that public organizations, like different and secret organizations have. And from what I can tell, the aliens on this planet is just outcasts and refugees. The largest alien community has 100 individuals of shapeshifters called Skrulls. They're left over from the 1995 incident, so they don't have many alien tech with them. How about the Kree? What does Fury have on them? The Kree is a military race that has an AI as a leader. They're the ones that push the Skrulls to the brink of extinction, said Naruto. Based on the world technical level, we are maybe 50 years behind them. Their blood can also be used to accelerate healing and revive the dead. Who the hell tested that, said Pepper. An independent group that Fury established. They acquire half-dead Kree body and started tests. Shit with it, said Naruto. Tony took the file from Pepper's hands as he walked out of the room. So, is he gonna eat that or what, said Naruto, pointing towards the untouched food. But guys, we'll be in subs right here. If you want to see next part and do, Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this? What am I saying? Let's get the hell out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.